Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Yusna Zihawa Sadida binti UNISEL. Today, we as a team would like to present a case study of corporate communication in UNISEL. In this video, we will share regarding the functions and responsibilities of corporate communication unit in University Selangor, or in short, UNISEL. Before we go deeper to the UNISEL, short story about our education landscape in Malaysia. Our educational system includes pre-primary for children ages between 4 to 6, primary education for children from 7 to 12 in year 1 to 6, lower secondary education for student ages 13 to 15, upper secondary education for student ages 16 to 17, post-secondary education starting from age 18, and higher education which includes degree programs. Our Malaysian Ministry of Education generally responsible for overseeing and regulating the curriculum, controlling national examinations, and supervising the development of education in the country. In April 2015, Malaysian Higher Education Blueprint (MHEB) have been introduced and announced. This program acts as an initiative to be an interactive approach for education planning to meet the curriculum and objective learnings. Over the last decade, Malaysia's education system has undergone numerous significant adjustments in an attempt to catch up with developed nations across the world. Students will also be able to recognize the function of ICT in corporate communication and how to use ICT to corporate communication difficulties. In line with our current situation of pandemic, our education system implemented the teaching and learning process through online platform. Laptops, mobile devices, and computers seems like a must-have tools for students and teachers or lecturers to communicate and carry out their respective responsibilities. In order to fulfill this process, both parties should take part to generate a good outcome for our education system requirement. In the higher education level, which is the university, the combination of major global and local education providers is increasingly varied given, but there are some educational institution problems that need to be fixed by the professional. That's what corporate communication unit created in education organization. One of the functions of public relation is its active and constant interaction in an organization with an organized society in order to sustain and develop both organizations and society's benefits. There are three main concepts in corporate communication for an organization. Firstly, corporate identity is typically linked to a company's name, logo, and aesthetic components. Second one, corporate reputation, the collective perception of the organization's past actions and expectation regarding its future actions in view of its efficiency in relation to the main competitor. The third one, communication management, systematic planning, implementing, monitoring, and revision of all the channels of communication within an organization and between organizations. Next is our current situation in education landscape. In reality, due to pandemic, since the first stage of Movement Control Order (MCO), all study session has been changed to online learning in order to prevent face-to-face school and university sessions. Hence, an organization should identify its own communication strategy to achieve the organization's objectives. That's what corporate communication established for. Corporate communication is the process of transforming corporate identity into corporate image. In line with our current pandemic, all parties from the teaching side should increase their knowledge, competency, abilities, skills, attitude shifts, and preparedness to accept new educational standards, particularly online learning. Teachers should undergo a paradigm shift to meet the challenge of the fourth industrial revolution and become digital generation friendly. To handle those various responsibilities in education sector, an organization should set up corporate communication teams. Thus, corporate communication is one of the important factors that needs to be adapted with current new education landscape in Malaysia. Relevance and consistency are two factors that must be highlighted and addressed in order to improve the current educational system. Next, we move to Shahira.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Shahira binti Shafrin. Today for my part, I will briefly talk about background of UNISEL, role and function of corporate communication at UNISEL, and also crisis or problem that the unit facing. The University of Selangor, UNISEL, originally known as University Industri Selangor, was founded on August 23, 1999 and received accreditation on March 14, 2000 under the private higher education institution. UNISEL is unique in that it is a Malaysia's first state-owned university, making it one of the country's earliest private institutions of higher learning. Basically, UNISEL has two campuses, which is the main campus at Jaya and second at the Shah Alam City campus. UNISEL also have another branch through MOU in Bangladesh. Bangladesh higher education is undergoing a transition. Okay, next I will explain about role and function about corporate communication at UNISEL. As we know, every institution, either government or private, they will have a unit in to help in developing in the institution. As for UNISEL, they have a corporate communication unit that have its own role and function in order to develop their function as a private university. UNISEL Corporate Communication Unit will be in charge of a few written tasks, including internal and external report, such as advertisement, website copy, promotional materials, email, memos, and press release. Other than that, they also do the media and public relations. This unit communicates with the general public, including the media, by organizing news conference, product launches, and interview, as well as creating material for such events like banners, flyers, writing, and distributing press release to the media to gain coverage. They also monitoring the news formation of the organization. They also take accountable in internal communication. Most communication teams will play at least some role in internal communication, such as drafting email, memos announcing company news and initiative, compiling employee resources such as information about employee benefit, creating printed material like employee handbook or flyers, in addition to communicating the institution message to external audiences. Besides that, they also as customer communication and marketing. Corporate communication strategies frequently influence marketing strategy and vice versa, resulting in more cooperation and collaboration between the two areas. Members of the communication unit are frequently asked to assist in the creation of various marketing material and general customer communication. In fact, they also responsible in crisis communication. This unit have to handle the crisis include developing a strategy to address which may include organizing interview and news briefing for institution representative to discuss the issue, advising representative on what to say and how to say it when speaking with the media. So last but not least, here's some of the crises that this unit dealing with. It is the cancellation of one of them. The corporate communication unit fund are cancelled in order to develop a program that the university deemed insufficient insight from that. There is a problem with the internal factor. In general, the institution prioritizes only prospective program, and moreover, the corporate communication unit working hours are unpredictable. Its suddenly occurrence frequently occur in response to the university demand and the wishes of the head resident. As a result, there is insufficiently assisted when it is required. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Nurul Hana Asmayani binti Nuzlan. My ID number is 2020280126 from MC242 in Public Relations. I will explain more about the solution taken in order to overcome the problem faced by UNISEL. In general, the Corporate Communication Unit is the main section in charge of organizing and implementing all of the organization and institution important objectives. This unit also in charge in public relations by planning and sustaining effort to establish and maintaining mutual understanding between organization or institution and its publics. In other words, it acts as management function that establish and maintain mutual beneficial relationship between organization and publics who its success or failure depends. In UNISEL Corporate Communication Unit is in charge in public relations in order to promote and increase the university ranking and ensure it is moving in the direction of becoming well known around the world. As involved in education sector, they are responsible for preserving the total corporate image, which includes not only the education sector itself but also the present economies. UNISEL must be ensured that the educational value and management are in line with the wishes of its consumer with the students. So, there are few solutions can be made which, firstly, the solution can be made by communicating through social media. One of the major responsibilities of corporate communication in terms of the university image is to ensure that the transmission of the university's reputation is done in professional and organized manner. They can do promotion or any information sharing and activities by using UNISEL's official social media, such as of official website, which is unisel.edu.my. In this website, we can get much information including the program offers, current news and many more. Besides that, they can publish the same information at their official Facebook with its UNISEL Selangor, Twitter and Instagram which is at UNISEL Official. Most of these medium can be accessed by various ages of people. With this method, variety of information can be obtained and communicated to others when find useful. Indirectly, this method can introduce the name of UNISEL and its own function as a university. Secondly, is by planning programs by partners. Apart from social media, where is the primary platform which is shared just now, corporate parties, state governments and the federal government's private enterprises, the media and others are examples that collaboration can be made in order of maintain in university image. Education is this institution's major business. This does not, however, imply that very programs education and management is based on education. To flourish in the future, corporate communication should plan ahead and think outside the box. In most cases, corporate communication design will establish specific plans with possible partners. This link will to ensure that UNISEL remains relevant on a global scale to indirectly assuring the infancy and successes of the organization. There were issues by overcome by collaborating with professional parties and planning the program strategy specifically so that it could be implemented successfully, providing complete information to each unit and providing guidance on how publicity that they can solve without the assistance of corporate communication units and honing the skill of each corporate employee. Thirdly, is by managing activities in various techniques. The corporate unit in faculties, displays, program and educational sector has its own experience in delivering program and activities in a variety of subjects that can pique the interest of students and society. Apart from that, there's the Students Affairs program, which focuses on maximizing students' potential through internal and external activities, guaranteeing the UNISEL remains relevant in terms of student quality. There are also various techniques for managing activities such as hosting a live or virtual chat show where every week with triggering themes for public viewing of Facebook and YouTube, UNISEL's remain corporate communication strategy. In line with the sophistication of technology, it is ensured that each program or activity, whether in terms of education or event management, is widely distributed through social media and by different techniques in order to getting closer with society. In universal communication program in the form of live broadcast, interactive movies, and announcement posters are essential. Furthermore, through UNICEF corporate communication news and television can ensure that fully accessible programs are published in printed and digital publications. This method ensures that the announcement reach the intended audience entirety. As for the conclusion, employee and departmental communication is crucial for the institution's long-term existence. This is to ensure that information is handled through the proper channels. Besides, the management and students also can take part by carrying out community activities and ensure participation in programs other than education through corporate communication function among students in order to generate students with diverse set of soft skills. They must also devise a variety of community building activities and foster collaboration that will influence student priorities. The number of students enrolled and graduates born in the benchmark for the education industry, including UNISEL itself. Thus, corporate communication is considered as a more global nation that is more in line with today's organization development. Through this solution, years after year, the development of UNICEF corporate communication plans and activities has changed throughout time. Various programs that was able to recruit more students in general, UNICEF, on the other hand, is paralyzed by these circumstances.